Imagine a world where the line between reality and the virtual blurs so much that you can no longer tell them apart. You wake up, reach for your VR headset, and the world around you disappears. Now, instead of staring at your bedroom walls, you find yourself on a tropical beach with the sound of waves crashing, the warm sun on your face, and a gentle breeze you almost believe is real. Moments later, you're transported to your office, a sprawling digital space shared with coworkers from around the globe. Together, you brainstorm on holographic whiteboards, attend meetings in virtual boardrooms, or simply catch up by the water cooler, despite being separated by continents in real life. This may sound like science fiction, but it's not. The rapid advancement of virtual reality, VR technology, has brought us to the brink of a future where we can live, work, and play in digital worlds more immersive and engaging than anything we've ever experienced. The question is, will we want to? Will virtual reality become so integrated into our lives that we prefer to exist in these metaverses over the physical world? In today's episode, we embark on a comprehensive exploration of the virtual reality revolution. We'll examine the incredible strides VR has made over the past decades, the profound ways it is reshaping entertainment, work, and social interaction, and what it could mean for our future. This isn't just a look at technology, it's a glimpse into how our lives could be transformed in ways we're only beginning to understand. Buckle up, because by the end of this journey, you might just be questioning the very nature of reality itself. Welcome back to our channel, The Stuffed Capsicum, where we serve up an enticing mix of educational and entertaining content. To understand where virtual reality is taking us, we first need to know where it came from. Although the idea of alternate realities dates back centuries in human imagination, think of stories like Alice in Wonderland or Plato's allegory of the cave. The modern concept of virtual reality is rooted in technological advancements that began in the mid-20th century. The term virtual reality didn't exist yet when Morton Heilig, a cinematographer and inventor, created the Sensorama in the early 1960s. This large arcade-style machine was designed to immerse users in a multi-sensory experience. They could watch short films while feeling vibrations, hearing stereo sound, and even smelling odors. It may sound quaint by today's standards, but at the time, it was revolutionary. A glimpse into the possibility of immersive, multi-sensory experiences that took people out of their current reality. In the decades that followed, VR continued to evolve, largely in the labs of universities and military contractors. The military, in particular, saw the potential for VR to be used in flight simulators and other training tools. These early systems were far from perfect, but they laid the foundation for the technology that would follow. The 1980s and 1990s brought VR closer to mainstream consciousness, although it remained largely in the realm of science fiction. Movies like Tron, 1982, and The Lawnmower Man, 1992, captured the public's imagination by portraying immersive digital worlds that felt as real as, if not more real than, the physical world. The term cyberspace, popularized by the novelist William Gibson, became synonymous with virtual reality. Yet, for all the excitement, the technology was still in its infancy. Early VR headsets were heavy, expensive, and had limited capabilities. The graphics were rudimentary, the motion tracking was clunky, and the experience often left users feeling disoriented or nauseous. Despite these hurdles, the idea of virtual reality continued to grow. In 1995, Nintendo released the Virtual Boy, one of the first consumer-focused VR devices. Unfortunately, it was a commercial failure, largely due to its awkward design, monochrome graphics, and lack of content. The Virtual Boy was ahead of its time, but it showed the world that VR had the potential to be more than a sci-fi fantasy. It was a technology that, with further refinement, could change the way we interact with digital spaces. Fast forward to 2012. A young inventor named Palmer Luckey launched a Kickstarter campaign for a new kind of VR headset called the Oculus Rift. It promised a level of immersion and visual fidelity that had never been seen before in consumer VR. The campaign was wildly successful, raising over $2.4 million and reigniting interest in VR across the tech industry. Soon after, Oculus was acquired by Facebook for $2 billion, signaling the dawn of a new era in virtual reality. The Oculus Rift was followed by a wave of new VR headsets, including the HTC Vive and Sony's PlayStation VR. These devices took advantage of advancements in display technology, motion tracking, and computer processing power to create experiences that were leaps and bounds ahead of anything that had come before. Suddenly, VR was no longer just a curiosity for tech enthusiasts. It was a tool that could transport users to entirely new worlds. The impact of modern VR has been felt most strongly in the gaming industry. Games like Half-Life, Alex and Beat Saber have showcased the potential of the medium, offering players fully immersive environments that allow them to interact with the world around them in ways that are impossible on traditional screens. In Half-Life, Alex, for example, players can pick up objects, manipulate them, and use them in creative ways to solve puzzles or fight enemies. It's an experience that simply couldn't be replicated with a mouse and keyboard or a traditional game controller. But gaming is just the tip of the iceberg. VR is making waves in industries far beyond entertainment. Virtual reality is now being used in education, where students can step inside virtual classrooms and engage with subjects in ways that textbooks can't replicate. In medical training, VR allows surgeons to practice complex procedures in a risk-free environment, honing their skills before they ever touch a real patient. This brings us to the next stage of the virtual reality revolution, the Metaverse. The term Metaverse was first coined by Neil Stephenson in his 1992 novel, Snow Crash. In the book, the Metaverse is a shared virtual space where people interact with each other and digital objects using avatars. It's a place where the boundaries between the physical and digital worlds blur and anything is possible. Today, the concept of the Metaverse is no longer confined to the pages of science fiction. Companies like Meta, formerly Facebook, Google, and Microsoft are investing billions of dollars into building their own versions of the Metaverse, virtual worlds that could one day become as integral to our lives as the internet is today. Meta's Horizon Worlds, for example, aims to be a fully immersive social platform where users can hang out, play games, and even attend events in virtual reality. Meanwhile, Microsoft Mesh is focusing on bringing VR to the workplace, allowing colleagues from around the world to collaborate in 3D spaces as though they were in the same room. But what exactly is the Metaverse? At its core, the Metaverse is a collective virtual space that is persistent, immersive, and interconnected. Unlike today's internet, where websites and applications exist in isolation from each other, the Metaverse is envisioned as a seamless digital universe where you can move freely from one experience to another. You could attend a virtual concert in one part of the Metaverse, then teleport to a virtual meeting in another, all while using the same digital identity. The idea is that the Metaverse will eventually become a place where we spend significant portions of our lives. It won't just be for entertainment. It will be a space where we work, learn, socialize, and even conduct business. And as the technology continues to evolve, the line between the physical world and the virtual world will become increasingly difficult to distinguish. The entertainment industry has already begun to explore the possibilities of virtual reality. Movies, video games, concerts, and even sports are being reimagined for the VR era. In the world of cinema, VR offers the potential for immersive storytelling like never before. Filmmakers can create 360-degree experiences where viewers are not just passive observers, but active participants in the story. Imagine watching a horror film where you're trapped inside a haunted house and you can look around in every direction as the terror unfolds. Or a sci-fi epic where you're piloting a spaceship through distant galaxies. The possibilities for interactive narratives are endless. Directors and producers are experimenting with new ways to engage audiences, breaking down the traditional barriers of storytelling. While VR movies are still in their infancy, projects like Dear Angelica and The Invisible Hours showcase the potential for deeply emotional and immersive experiences. concerts and live performances are also being transformed by VR. Platforms like Wave and Sansar allow fans to attend virtual concerts by their favorite artists, often with visual effects and environments that would be impossible to recreate in the physical world. In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, many musicians turned to virtual concerts to reach their audiences. These VR performances allowed fans to not only watch, but interact with each other, creating a sense of community despite being physically apart. But perhaps the biggest transformation is happening in the world of video games. VR gaming has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, with millions of players donning headsets to explore virtual worlds. Unlike traditional video games, where players are limited to a flat screen, VR allows for full immersion. Players can look around, move their bodies, and interact with their environment in a way that feels incredibly real. Take No Man's Sky, for example, a game that lets players explore an infinite universe filled with procedurally generated planets. In VR, the sense of scale and immersion is staggering. You can look up at the stars, fly a spaceship, and land on alien worlds, all from the perspective of your own eyes. The rise of social VR platforms like VR Chat and Rec Room has also created new opportunities for multiplayer experiences. These platforms allow users to meet up with friends, play games, and even create their own worlds, all within virtual reality. They've become digital hangout spots where people can socialize in ways that feel far more personal than traditional online interactions. Beyond entertainment, VR has the potential to revolutionize the way we work. As more and more people embrace remote work, companies are exploring how virtual reality can bridge the gap between physical offices and digital collaboration. Imagine being able to attend a business meeting in a virtual boardroom, complete with avatars of your colleagues who are scattered around the world. You could present a 3D model of a new product, walk your team through a virtual factory, or collaborate on a digital whiteboard in real time. Tools like Horizon Workrooms and Spatial are already making this vision a reality. These VR workspaces allow teams to meet and collaborate in immersive environments, no matter where they are physically located. Instead of staring at a grid of faces on a Zoom call, you can feel like you're actually in the same room as your colleagues. One of the key benefits of VR in the workplace is its ability to create a sense of presence. When you're wearing a VR headset, you're fully immersed in the environment, which can lead to deeper focus and engagement. This could be a game changer for remote teams, helping to overcome some of the challenges associated with working from home. Training and education are other areas where VR is making an impact. In industries like healthcare and manufacturing, virtual reality allows workers to practice skills in a safe and controlled environment. Surgeons can rehearse complex procedures, pilots can train for emergencies, and factory workers can learn to operate heavy machinery, all without the risk of real-world consequences. In the classroom, VR is being used to create immersive learning experiences that go far beyond textbooks and lectures. Students can take virtual field trips to historical landmarks, explore the human body in 3D, or even visit distant planets in a virtual space shuttle. The potential for VR to enhance education is vast, and as the technology becomes more affordable, it's likely that we'll see even more innovative uses in the future. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the virtual reality revolution is its potential to reshape the way we interact with each other. Social media has already transformed human relationships by connecting billions of people around the world. But what happens when those connections become three-dimensional? In the metaverse, social interactions take on a whole new level of immersion. Instead of scrolling through a newsfeed or exchanging text messages, you can meet up with friends in a virtual park, attend a birthday party in a digital mansion, or explore a fantasy world together. Platforms like VR Chat have already built thriving communities where people from all over the world come together to socialize, play games, and even create their own virtual experiences. These platforms allow users to express themselves through customizable avatars, which can range from realistic representations of themselves to fantastical creatures. For many, social VR offers a level of interaction that feels more personal and meaningful than traditional online communication. In VR, you're not just a profile picture or a username. You're an embodied presence with the ability to gesture, make eye contact, and move around in space. This creates a sense of connection that's hard to replicate on a 2D screen. But as social VR continues to grow, it also raises important questions about the future of human relationships. Will we become more isolated in the physical world as we spend more time in digital spaces? Will people retreat into virtual worlds to escape the challenges of real life? And how will the metaverse change our sense of identity and self-expression? These are questions that we're only beginning to grapple with, and the answers will depend on how we choose to shape this new digital frontier. As with any technology, the rise of virtual reality comes with its own set of challenges and ethical considerations. While the potential for VR to enhance our lives is immense, there are also risks that need to be carefully managed. One of the most pressing concerns is privacy. In the metaverse, companies will have access to unprecedented amounts of data about users, from their physical movements to their facial expressions to the places they visit in virtual worlds. This raises important questions about data security and how that information will be used. Will our actions in the metaverse be tracked and monetized in the same way that our online activity is today? And how can we ensure that personal data is protected in these immersive environments? There's also the risk of addiction. As VR becomes more immersive and engaging, there's a concern that people could become too attached to virtual worlds, neglecting their physical health and well-being. Studies have shown that excessive use of VR can lead to symptoms like motion sickness, eye strain, and even psychological effects like dissociation from the real world. Finally, there's the question of how VR will impact society as a whole. Will it bring us closer together, or will it deepen social divides? Will it enhance our lives, or will it create new challenges and dependencies? These are questions that we'll need to carefully consider as we move forward into the age of the metaverse. The virtual reality revolution is well underway, and its potential to reshape our world is staggering. From immersive entertainment to groundbreaking innovations in work and social interaction, VR is transforming the way we live. But as we stand on the edge of this new frontier, we must ask ourselves, what kind of future do we want to build? Will we allow virtual reality to enhance our experiences, making life richer and more connected? Or will we lose ourselves in digital worlds, forgetting what it means to truly live in the physical one? The metaverse holds endless possibilities, but it's up to us to navigate its challenges and define its role in our lives. In a world where anything can be virtual, what will remain real? It's a question only time will answer, and one that we'll all have a part in shaping. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of virtual reality and the metaverse. If you found this video thought-provoking, what do you think the future of VR holds? Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you in the metaverse. And that brings us to the end of another captivating journey with the stuffed capsicum. Thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of our global community of knowledge seekers. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our exciting videos filled with fascinating facts, surprising discoveries, and a touch of AI magic. Stay stuffed with knowledge by exploring our diverse playlists and be sure to share your favorite videos with friends and family. We appreciate your support and can't wait to continue serving up a delectable mix of educational and entertaining content. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep those stuffed capsicums of wonder rolling. Hey, Capsicum crew! I hope you're enjoying our content as much as we love creating it for you. But here's the thing. Making these videos takes a lot of time, love, and resources. From the research to editing, every bit of support helps us keep going, and we want to keep growing and delivering even more exciting content for you. That's where you come in. We've set up a Ko-Fi page where you can support the channel by donating, and every little bit helps. Whether it's a one-time contribution or something small regularly, it goes a long way in helping us create more content and keep the channel thriving. Plus, you'll be directly contributing to the next big video you see here. If you love what we're doing and want to be a part of the journey, you can find us at ko-fi.com with the handle at the stuffed capsicum, or the link is in the bio. Your support means the world to us, and we couldn't do it without you. Thanks for watching, supporting, and being part of the Stuffed Capsicum family. Let's keep exploring, learning, and having fun together.